Hi everyone, I'm Ben, and this is the Board Game Blueprint. This week, we're going to be taking a quick look at paper and how the quality of the material used by the game crafter has gone up in scale, quality, since its beginnings. So let's jump on over to the table next door and see what we have in store. So here on your left is the new stock, and there on the right is the old card. We have the wonderful model JT showing us the flex on the two different ones, and we can see that there is more kickback on the old, more flexibility, because the left, the current stock, is more rigid with your cards. Here we have the same number of cards in both stocks, the current and from 2015, and we can already see the difference in the height of the two decks, though it might be a little bit smaller than the untrained eye can tell. When we get up close, we can definitely see that the current stock has more height than the old. In front of us, we have the two different card stocks, one of the old and one of the new from the Game Crafter. The new is on the left, you can sort of tell as compared to the one on the right. The right, you can see through light. We have these two sample cards on a light box, and the opaqueness is more pronounced on the left side of the new stock than it is on the right. Hopefully, now with the lights off, we can make that contrast even more apparent. Again, we can see through the back of the card on the right, the old stock, but we cannot on the one on the left. And just to reiterate one more time, we have an entire card sheet of the old stock on our light box. And when we swap it out with the current, you'll see how it blocks out almost all of the light. Guaranteed quality with the Game Crafter. And luckily, I have a card sheet to show off, or two of them, in fact. So on the Game Crafter, you can see how there is a quantity listed about how many cards will fit on a sheet printed by them. And here we have one such sample. It's about the same size as a tabloid sheet of paper, but basically you can imagine how all of the different cards will be cut off of a single sheet. If we get up a little bit closer though, we might be able to detect the linen finish, there we go, as we can get the light to reflect off of it, with this new kind of roller that TGC has for an asymmetric kind of finish. And what's more is that this is a matte printed sheet, whereas this black one here has the UV gloss finish, so that it's even more reflective. It'll be a little bit harder to tell maybe based on the lighting in my little video studio, but I can assure you that the gloss here on the right side with the black is much more reflective and has a greater sheen than that on the left with just the matte finish there. If I recall correctly, the paper that TGC first started off with was 270 GSM, or grams something shimmer. But now they use 320 GSM black core, and as we'll show in just a second, what that means for your games. And now we're going to demonstrate with a tear test how you can check which cardstock you currently have. By tearing a card thusly, we can see that it is just paper on the inside, white paper. But for the current stock, as we tear, there is an added layer of black. And again, this is what keeps the light from shining through, which we saw previously. I hope you enjoyed some of this behind the scenes look at what all goes into the thought processes behind these simply printed materials, or what appears to be so until now. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so that you can stay up to date on future content like this. As always, I'm Ben. This has been another episode of the Board Game Blueprint, and together, let's build something great. That's a lot of paper.